The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of ACUMA, its board of directors, its management staff, or its members. The podcast discussion presented is conversational in nature and for general information only.
Hello, welcome to ACUMA's ONpoint podcast, a series focused on sharing the stories of people who are making a positive impact in the credit union mortgage industry. I'm your host, Peter Benjamin. Live from our 2025 FOCALpoint Workshop in beautiful Savannah, Georgia, I am joined by Natalie Bozeka, Director of Retail Mortgage Operations with Wright-Patt Credit Union, and Chuck Stiles, VP of Mortgage with Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union. Natalie, Chuck, how y'all doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, doing wonderful.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. So, like we have done in years past, we're on site, on location, just having a friendly little conversation about your experience at the workshop. Now, Chuck, this is your first time, jumping you into the workshop. It was quite a hazing yesterday. And I think it was a really good time. We started off with a pretty awesome networking event. At least I thought so. First question out of the bat, and it's really the first series of questions I ask at all of these live in-person podcasts. But experience so far, whether it's at the workshop or even in Savannah, Georgia. Since Chuck, you're the newbie. What are your thoughts so far about the workshop and Savannah?
The workshop's been great. This is our first experience with ACUMA. I come to Savannah a good bit, so very familiar with Savannah. I live 3 hours up the road.
Oh, do you?
Columbia, South Carolina.
There you go.
So,
all right.
Here a lot. Been to several other conferences here. It's a great city. Love Savannah. But so far the conference has been awesome. Yeah, I brought 2 other people to participate. Another person came down to kind of hang out with us and see what ACUMA was all about. And so far, it's been great. It's been a great experience for everybody.
Perfect. Natalie?
So this is my first time in Savannah, and so it's been a great first experience. You guys chose an amazing venue. This is my 4th conference with ACUMA, and I've really enjoyed it so far. Been a lot of great content, getting to connect with new people that haven't necessarily been at the other workshops I've been to. So I've enjoyed it so far.
No, I've never been to Savannah. It's been on my bucket list to visit. And one, it's a beautiful city. It's absolutely charming. And I think you get lost in it quite easily, but 2, you really can just immerse yourself in the culture, but also the food scene. I mean, you could, trip and fall into a good restaurant quite easily. But then when you look at the hotel that we're staying in,
this hotel is awesome.
It
and
is.
Several of us were discussing that the food here is so good. Like that lunch was delicious. It felt like a restaurant lunch. It was so good.
Yeah, the she crab soup. I highly recommend that.
Yeah,
have that again.
I've had probably she crab soup pretty much at every meal that I've had while in Savannah. And that was probably the best she crab soup I've had while in town so far.
Big hunks of crab.
Oh yeah,
it was delicious.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to talk about that at 8:15 in the morning.
But
nobody can tell their mouths are watering.
I have that for breakfast.
Just as long as we're on something.
I would have eaten it for breakfast if it had been available.
Absolutely, hands down. All right, next question up. So, turning our sights to the actual workshop itself. I mean, obviously, we just knocked through day 1, and I obviously the team and I put together the agenda. So, but from an outsider looking in, and really the one who's moderating it, I love the energy from what I saw yesterday. But I'd love to get your perspectives, from day 1, the agenda, your thoughts, your favorite sessions, your biggest takeaways from yesterday. We had huge variety of speakers yesterday. But it was also a lot of interaction. So I welcome your thoughts. Natalie, we'll start with you.
Yeah, you kind of took the words right out of my mouth, saying there's a good mix of, having speakers come in that have expertise in a lot of different areas, and then getting to do that like networking, roundtable type of situation. So I would say my favorite was the breakout group to discuss benchmarking with other credit unions in your similar volume level. You just kind of get that automatic feedback from other people. And honestly, Ira did a really great job of moderating for us. He really kept the conversation moving. He asked questions that pulled out information from, the team members that were there. So that was probably my favorite part. Just getting to connect with the other credit unions that were in that volume level, same as us.
I think it was a member that asked for it about 3 years ago. And we thought it was such a brilliant idea that, we take the round table idea and then we take it to the micro level, and we group all of our members into that volume level, and let's see what happens, right? And it ends up being something really special where you can connect more intimately. And I think that's an appropriate word, because you relate quite well. Credit unions across the nation can relate to a lot of the same issues. It doesn't matter if you are a $500 million credit union or, Navy Federal. We all know how big Navy Federal is, but you all go through the same issues, right? But when it comes to, the same volume class, that's where it really becomes, okay, well, how do we really originate mortgages? How do we really make a name for ourselves in our market? Not only that, how do we afford a certain LOS? How do we balance the need to grow our mortgage division with an X number of LOs that we can afford, et cetera. So, that's where I think these volume-based groups are so special. And I'm glad that you walked away and found that very valuable. Chuck.
Yeah. So let me start by saying there was not a bad session. So everything, and I've been to hundreds of conferences in my short, young career.
Right. In your 5-year-old career, right?
That's right. I started in mortgage banking when I was 12. So, but I do agree. The breakout session, organizing it by volume, mortgage volume specific, is good. I've been to some where they organize it by asset size, and that doesn't always work as well. So I thought that was great. I also, I'm a geek about politics, so I loved both The Economist and the Political Update. And the panel, to your point, Peter, we can learn from all our people, but PenFed being up on stage and learning from where they are now and what they do and how we were really happy to hear that our process is pretty much the same as theirs on a loan, right? We went through loan processing and it's similar. So if it works for PenFed, it's probably going to still work for Palmetto Citizens, right? So right. I thought that was great. And my mortgage operations manager's here with us, and she made so many contacts yesterday. She got a stack of business cards and talked to so many people. So that is a big part of what this is about. It's always been what credit union is about. The phone a friend comment was made yesterday in the panel discussion. That really holds true, and we're continuing to learn that and going to continue to build on that for us.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Mary Rizitlo from PenFed probably at this point in time for 12 years. And she has always been someone who I could rely upon as that even keel person or that guiding light in operations to really kind of help you point the way. And when I saw that she registered for this event, I was like, I got to put her on stage, like hands down. Not only does she work for PenFed and PenFed, is obviously that, one of the biggest of the big. But two, people want to know what they're doing because they're kind of at that anomaly, right? And when she agreed, I was like, this is going to be a session. This is going to be awesome. So I'm glad that you walked away with that. That's awesome. So
Can I add a plug?
please.
Yeah. So we brought up the volume-based meetings, and I thought those were awesome because those meetings came from annual, as Peter mentioned. Those things came from annual. So it was like one of those things where we took that idea and then brought it full circle. And now they're at the workshops, and the in-person ones are just super special. But it's also, we have our volume-based meetings that are now happening virtually. So just for those that weren't able to make it to the workshops and don't get to make it to annual, those things are happening on a quarterly basis. And our next one's coming up in a couple weeks.
May 14th?
May 14th.
May 14th.
Oh, that's a 1 week, not 2, 1 week.
Exactly 7 days.
Exactly 7 days.
I had to look down my watch.
Where is time going?
I know, that's why I'm like, wait, it's been
Tomorrow's Christmas, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, we're off.
Seriously. Yeah, thank you for that plug. I actually did that same plug yesterday because it's like, they're slow. Those roundtables are slowly starting to get momentum virtually. They have a great reception in person, but they're slowly starting to get momentum virtually, and we see how special they are in person. We know they're going to be something amazing virtually. We just got to get more people to come to them. So
Yeah.
the tough part is we get a lot of people registered for them. Attending is the tough part.
I mean, it just shows that all of our credit union folks and QSO folks are just busy.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong being busy. All right. So next question, setting our sights to today. Obviously, another jam-packed schedule, but also an agenda that is one that I'm really excited for. So as we look at the agenda, what's something that you're looking forward to today outside of being done?
I'm not looking forward to being done. I have a 3-hour drive. Again, the collaboration. I'm looking forward to the big picture, big group. I don't think we're going to get into small groups as much today, if that's correct. If I heard you correctly yesterday, I think we're going to have a big group at the end, right?
So today, obviously we'll take the information that we kind of dissected from the collaboration and kind of come together as the big group. But then in the very last session, which is the round table, we will focus on our individual tables. So smaller group discussions. So if you're sitting at the table with your team, I would recommend. Moving.
We did that yesterday. We all split up.
Good. And I'm sorry, I hate to cut off track, and I know people can't see this because this is all audio. But that picture totally just tripped me out. That is not a picture.
No, it's moving.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I see it now. It is moving.
I was like,
that's strange.
We know this place is haunted.
Yeah, no, that's not a joke.
I was like,
Is it a frame TV? Is it one of those?
It is.
I think it's raining.
It is
there.
raining.
It's got a.
It is.
I think it's one of those frame TVs.
It is one of those frame TVs. I was like, whoa. I was like, is that one of those haunted pictures? Straight up.
I'm just saying, if water starts leaking from it on the wall, we have a problem.
Serious topic of mortgages.
Right. So back to what we're talking about. All right. What's favorite part of today? What are you looking forward to?
One of the main things we were looking for, how we got to ACUMA, was kind of compliance and supervisory stuff and all that. And as was brought up yesterday, there could be 10 new executive orders before we start the thing in 25 minutes. So
listen to watch the tweets.
Supervisory priorities in this environment. It's hard, and I'm glad we're going to be talking about it. I'm glad ACUMA is trying to help us stay on top of it because it's frightening. It is. I am worried, as they talked yesterday, about the pendulum swinging. It's already swung too far one way, and 5 years from now, when we have other people in charge, it's going to swing back too far the other way, and it's not a way to help us run businesses. So
that's good.
I'm glad we're talking about it.
Good. I actually have in my email, which I'm very far behind, I actually have an update to our executive order tracker.
I love that.
I'm sure you do.
I get it in the morning and read it.
I need to review it and post it to our community because there is an update. There is an update. Actually, I had an update last week, but there was actually no update. It was just a refresh. I was like, I'm not going to post no update. But there is an update this week, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's all great. All fun stuff. All right, Natalie.
I mean, I have to agree with Chuck on the supervisory education, because it's just kind of what they talked about yesterday. Everything is just changing so quickly, and trying to get in front of that, it's a big deal. The other kind of specific thing to Wright-Patt is we are approaching $10 billion in assets. So CFPB may or may not be coming in, and how they're coming in. So there's a lot, going on in that space too for us. So I really, as maybe boring as some people think compliance is, it's just so important for us to know what's going on. And I really appreciate that ACUMA kind of prioritizes that and makes sure that that's part of their agenda at every workshop I've been to. And I will say specifically on the AI, I'm someone that really hasn't gone down that path. So I'm kind of hoping this is going to be a jumping off for me where I need to get with it.
ChatGPT is awesome.
I literally never used it. I'm embarrassed to say that.
And I will say, compliance stuff, I don't want to, the Google one, I don't remember what it's called, but the one that's now on Google.
Gemini.
Thank you. Gemini. If you're specific, it will give you the right answer. What are the Fannie Mae guidelines on X?
I just type that into the search bar.
I know, but the AI thing gives it to you in normal language pretty quickly. And the first thing is, or you can say, will Fannie Mae allow you to X? And the answer will be yes. And then it'll have the guidelines below it. It's so cool.
You're convincing me, Chuck. I'm going to give it a go.
We use AI pretty much every single day. We have chat. We also have a system called Grammarly, which it literally edits all of our documents for us, which is vital because we write a lot.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Wait, so it's and the one thing I like about Grammarly is that it edits for your individual tone.
That's awesome.
And so it learns how I write and how I talk and the way I prefer to write, which is amazing. But then we're also trying to get something called Ask Bob for all of our members. And it's basically what you just talked about. It will be, you could ask Bob anything, like what is Freddie Mac's guideline or Fannie Mae's guideline on this? And Bob is going to tell you, and it's going to be on ACUMA's website. So it's going to be awesome.
There you go. If ACUMA approves of it, Natalie.
I know.
And it's going to be free for all of our members to use. That's right. So it's soon to come.
It's a tool.
Now, honestly, though, the number of people that have said that they don't use any kind of AI, but then they go, well, I did make an AI headshot, or I made myself into an AI action figure.
I actually haven't even done that.
You never said, hey, Siri.
The team made ourselves into AI superheroes.
Love that.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, guys. Just to kind of wrap up, last question. And I'm going to start with Natalie. You've been coming to these events, and you kind of hinted at it, but I'm going to ask the question anyways. I think it's still important to ask. You keep coming back. So the real question is, why do you keep coming back, and why should people, come to ACUMA who are still on that fence? But more importantly, I said it yesterday in my opening remarks, when tough times hit us, credit unions and really every organization tends to cut back on education. But why is it now more than ever so important for people to really invest in that education and double down and still come to these types of events? Yeah,
I mean, it's absolutely just number one, I think it helps leaders on their personal journey, but you can just bring so much information back to your credit union. Kind of like you're talking about, you can go to the online offerings, and I do, and I think they're great, but there's just something different about being in person, with different credit unions, again, from across the country. Like, I'm from Ohio, so when else am I maybe going to have the opportunity to meet people from South Carolina, Alabama, like all the different areas that come here? And I also just think ACUMA does a great job of mixing like true education with the collaboration. And, we've touched on it already several times, but credit unions are just so collaborative, and to be able to have that real time feedback from other people, and then take that back with you. One thing that I have kind of challenged myself to do is every time I leave an ACUMA workshop with some business cards, I make sure I reach out to at least one or two of those people, and we set up time to talk about things that maybe we didn't get to dive as deep into as we wanted to at the workshop. So I'm like developing those relationships and maintaining them so that you have that call a friend. And I just think ACUMA gives a great opportunity to do that at their events.
Ditto what she said. I'm just kidding.
You're coming into this with fresh eyes, a fresh perspective. It's your first time. As the new person, why would you say, hey, this is the reason why you need to join ACUMA. This is the reason why you really need to come to these types of events. They're different than everyone else. Thoughts?
Yeah, they are. And so my background, mortgage business, a little over 25 years. Just came over in August of last year from the dark side.
Hey, we've all been there.
But I've also been very involved with MBA, which is not necessarily the dark side, although they can tend to lean that way. Advocacy is huge, and if we don't all come together to advocate for ourselves, we will not survive, or we'll have to change in a way we don't want to change, right? We talked about I'm not even going to call it the big, beautiful, whatever they call it, but the budget that may or may not come out this week.
The big, beautiful bill.
It's not going to be that, but anyway, there's been a lot of talk. It's being done in the dark this time, for the first time that I can remember, and I'm old, so if there could be stuff that could come out of this that we don't like. Regardless of politics, our business is something we have to always stay on top of, and we have to always advocate for ourselves. I promise you the bankers are advocating for themselves. I'm promising you the IMBs are advocating for themselves. So if we're not, we're going to get left behind. And that's why you have to be involved in these groups. You have to stay involved in ACUMA. You have to participate. You have to come to the events to advocate as a group for who we are and what we do and how we help the communities that we serve.
Well said. Well said. I was on this. I know this has nothing to do with our podcast, but I was on the Hill, 3 weeks ago, meeting with, lawmakers, and the conversation was really surrounding the idea of, before you make a decision, call us.
Yeah.
Let me refer you over to one of our members, get their insights, hear from them. Don't call a bank. Don't call an IMB. Talk to a credit union. Like that is the most important thing that they can do before they can make any decision, because credit unions, in my opinion, are the last true community-focused organization, and we really are truly dedicated to mortgage lending within our communities. And I honestly hope that some of these lawmakers take us up on my offer, use us as a resource before they make any decision. And that's all I want them to do.
Yeah.
Use us as a resource.
And that's the big lesson. I've been a past president of the State Association of the MBA for North and South Carolina, and I've gone to the Hill. The vast majority of the problems are they don't know who we are and what we do.
Right.
And so us getting in front of legislators, whether it's at state level or whether it's in Washington, and educating them on who we are and what we do and how we serve is huge, because there's too many people making decisions that don't know what we are about.
Right.
So
that's very true. Amen. All right, guys. Well, Natalie, Chuck, thank you very much for your time. I know that we're probably a little late for breakfast, but there's still plenty of time for you to eat. Don't worry.
There better be bacon left.
I assure you there's some type of meat down there. I don't know what it is, but
Vegan sausage.
Vegan.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
my
kidding.
wife is not listening. I said I was going to get bacon.
There's some type of meat down there, a meat type product. But yeah, so I'll let you guys go and enjoy your breakfast before we start day 2 of the amazing workshop. But again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And to everyone else, thank you for listening to the latest episode of ACUMA's ONpoint podcast. We know your time is valuable. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, be well, my friends.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time at the ACUMA ONpoint podcast. If not already, be sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. For more great episodes and information, be sure to visit us online at acuma.org. And to get the latest updates, head over to our LinkedIn page.